Hi, how's your day or night, peoples? I decided for this week's video, a sit-down video, I decided to talk about my top 10 favorite and most influential directors of my life. Yes, and these directors vary from classical to independent to just really wacky and insane, like artistic freaks. So, I decided also that to make this top 10 list different from the rest, I decided to draw each entry on my list on a sketchbook. Because why not? Now, without further ado, let's get on to number 10. Oh, and by the way, my drawings won't be the best, but I'll try to make them represent each director as much as I can. Oh, and make sure you like, comment, and even subscribe too. And give me some tips on how I can make my videos even better. That'll be nice, as always. Now, this time, let's get straight into this. Number 10, Damien Chazelle. The youngest director on this list, Damien Chazelle, is so good, he instantly became a favorite director of mine because of only 2 films, Whiplash and La La Land. Although he only has 3 films currently released, Chazelle still fascinates me with his imagery, his passion for music, and the productions of his films. However, I consider Whiplash to be his best film due to that film's intensity and character dynamics. Ever since he won the Oscar for Best Director back in 2017, I was a fan. Now all I have to do is watch his first film, Guy and Madeline on a Park Bench, and his upcoming film, First Man, and I'll be a crazed fanboy. Someone I would love to meet with in person. Number 9, Robert Rodriguez. Director of the El Mariachi trilogy and Spy Kids, Rodriguez is someone I previously talked about in this channel, and for a good reason. His sense of comedy and action has made him a filmmaker with a very distinct style. Especially in his earlier work like El Mariachi and Desperado. I've seen these movies many times. They never get old. Another reason why he's one of my favorites? Yeah, his career is varied, but for his achievements, that's enough for me to put him on this list. Number 8, Tim Burton. Welcome to the dark, dreary, and twisted mind of this iconic director. Tim Burton captivated me ever since I saw Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, he's kind of lacking in his output nowadays, but back in the 80s and 90s, he was a powerhouse of a visionary. I can go bizarre and offbeat with my own films, and Tim Burton really influenced me. As a former Disney animator, he also has the rare distinction, like Wes Anderson, of being a director of both live action and animated films. That takes great talent and effort. Anyway, my favorite movie of his is Ed Wood. Number 7, John Carpenter. A multi-talented cult legend, John Carpenter brought us a movie of his guy with a scary Captain Kirk mask killing babysitters that changed horror as well as his career. However, it's not just Halloween that moviegoers remember him by. With an independent spirit, he directed other acclaimed cult classics like The Fog, Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, and The Thing. These movies and more are what makes John Carpenter one of the most visual filmmakers I've ever heard of. It's also an added bonus that he composes the music for most of his films. After watching some of Carpenter's movies, I learned from him that limitations should never handicap your creativity. Instead, they help grow your creativity without breaking the bank. Number 6, Alfred Hitchcock. As the master of suspense, his impact on cinema and pop culture is shockingly timeless. He's great at placing the camera in his films with timing and accuracy in order to get the best reactions from his audience. He's influenced me to always take risks and think outside the box. One of his greatest career risks, Psycho, became one of his greatest masterpieces. I love Alfred Hitchcock for many reasons, but this is the main one. No matter if you're 10 or 100, he always makes you keeping your eyes glued to the very end. You will get something out of an Alfred Hitchcock movie, no matter what. Number 5, Quentin Tarantino. He's hip, he's witty, and he likes female feet for some reason. Yes, Quentin Tarantino is a name that will instantly be recognized no matter if you're a film buff or a casual moviegoer. Like Alfred Hitchcock, he's one of the few directors to be known as well as the actors that appear in his movies. Heck, he acts in most of his movies. The most notable example of his acting is as Jimmy in Pulp Fiction. Anyway, as a director, he just has this talent of putting so much subtext and structure to his often unstructured films. Of course, my favorite film of his is Reservoir Dogs. Can't stop quoting that film, even to this day. Number 4, Yasujiro Ozu. Although he's the opposite of another famous Japanese director, Akira Kurosawa, this director makes me feel submerged within the environments of his films. Without using much flashy shots or outrageous camera moves, Yasujiro Ozu still delivers in emotional and intimate stories about Japan and its people. Known for his pillow shots and low-angle shots, Yasujiro Ozu's films first got my attention ever since I saw Late Spring. That was one of the first classic Japanese movies I've seen along with Rashomon. Still, I'm ready to dive more into this man's impressive filmography. Number 3, Kevin Smith. He's the 37-loving comic book enthusiast we know, love, and sometimes hate. Kevin Smith is one of those directors that puts style over substance with the cinematic art form. What I mean is that he can care more about his dialogue and characters than cinematography and visuals. However, that's his comfort zone, and that's what makes him a unique director. Seriously, Chasing Amy and Clerks are my favorites from the director, as well as Mallrats and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Simply, if you just want to have a good, fun, raunchy time without putting a lot of thought power, you should definitely watch a Kevin Smith film. Number 2, John Lasseter. The story of how this guy got started is just as interesting as the movies he's directed. Starting out as a Disney animator like Tim Burton, Lasseter could have been very obscure, especially due to his risky move to join a little company called, Pixar during the 1980s. However, that was the past, and now John Lasseter has made a name for himself, not only as the director of movies such as Toy Story, A Bug's Life, and Cars, but one of the true pioneers of the computer animation industry. He's influenced me in terms of putting my storytelling and animation first within my cinematic works. Totally no regrets. Number 1, finally, and it's Christopher Nolan. Although he's been in the movie business for the past 20 years, Nolan has already become an internationally appreciated director, and he's only in his middle ages. From Falling to Dunkirk, this guy never ceases to amaze me. The first Nolan movie I saw was The Dark Knight, and I got hooked right away. It's all because of the director's non-linear storytelling and compelling themes within his work that made me want to put him as my number 1 favorite director right now in the present. Also, he will still be my favorite, even in the future. Woo! Yeah. Number 1, Christopher Nolan. Did you expect that? Did you not expect that? He truly is my favorite director. Truly. And I already explained it, but I'm going to say some honorable mentions right now. Directors that are not on this list, but I still consider very influential and personal to my filmmaking journey. So these directors would be Spike Lee, Paul Thomas Anderson, John Hughes, Sam Raimi, and Catherine Bigelow. Those are like 5 right there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video once again. And once again as well, please like, comment, subscribe if you want more content, because it's going to be pumped right into this channel. But I'll do it at least once a week. I'm trying once a week. So I'm planning on uploading a music video, maybe even another short film, maybe even another animated film. Who knows? I just want to keep you guys entertained. That's my main goal. I really mean it. So, wow, this video is quite long, huh? And as I would say, have a nice day.